HD 97.7.2, WZZN-FM Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. Talk Radio, WZZN.
I'm Lauren Simonetti, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The major averages are mixed in afternoon trading as investors monitor developments in the Middle East. Intel is leading tech stocks higher and boosting the tech-heavy NASDAQ, which is on track for a fresh record close, and oil prices are falling. West Texas Intermediate crude is around $94 a barrel, while Brent crude, the international benchmark, is around $105. In the meantime, the Department of Justice is dropping its criminal probe of Fed Chair Jerome Powell, clearing the path for Kevin Warsh, President Trump's nominee, to replace Powell at the central bank. Tech is the best performer among the 11 S&P 500 sectors, while energy and healthcare are lagging. The Magnificent Seven big cap tech stocks are mostly higher, led by NVIDIA and Amazon. Shares of Amazon are up 3% and on track for a record close. The e-commerce giant will be reporting earnings next week. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Hillary Barsky, invested in you.
You didn't want to buy gold when prices were rising. Then you waited when gold pulled back. Now you're stuck in the middle, unsure what to do next. Speak with a precious metals specialist now at noblegoldinvestments.com. Get the answers you need to stop guessing and move forward with confidence. Their team makes it simple to gain real investor knowledge and insight. Stop trying to time the market. Start spending time in it. Don't let the market move without you. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com.
This is Talk
1819 News. Standing in for Andrea Tice, I'm Garrison Hardy. Alabama lawmakers are unlikely to redraw the state's congressional map again before the 2030 census, according to House Pro Tem Chris Pringle. Pringle says federal court rulings tied to Alabama's current map have effectively blocked lawmakers from making changes during the rest of the decade. The court-ordered map used in 2024 led to Democrats gaining a seat in Congressional District 2. Pringle says even potential future rulings in other states may do little to change Alabama's current legal position. I'll be back with more Alabama news after this.
Brian Dawson here, CEO of 1819 News. I'm also the host of 1819 News, the podcast, and we'd love for you to join us by listening to our weekly show on all the top podcast apps, both in audio and video format. At 1819 News, the podcast, we are in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama. Every week, we're having important conversations with guests from across this great state, all with the goal of equipping Alabamians to be in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama with us. New episodes are released weekly. I hope you'll join us.
2 people are dead and another is hospitalized after a single vehicle crash in Brilliant, Alabama. Authorities say the crash happened around 2 o'clock Wednesday morning on County Road 36. The victims have been identified as 20-year-old Braxton Canterbury and 17-year-old Braden Canterbury, both of Brilliant. An 18-year-old survivor was taken to UAB Hospital for treatment. Police say the crash remains under investigation as the close-knit Marion County community mourns the loss. For 1819 News, I'm Garrison Hardy.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This is Talk Radio, WZZN.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and we're making room for new shipments during our spring cleanout at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. With your good credit, save thousands with 3.9% financing for up to 84 months on new 25 F-150s with STX 4x4s starting at under $44,000. New 25 Explorers start at under $36,000, or choose 2.9% for up to 84 months. Get 5.9% financing for up to 84 months on new 25 Broncos, or choose $2,750 customer cash plus 2-year 24,000-mile complimentary maintenance. And while they last, new 25 Bronco Sports come with your choice of $2,500 customer cash or 5.9% financing for up to 84 months. And there's never any hidden markups or dock fees. Don't miss your chance to save big with spring cleanout pricing on all new 25s. We hope to see you real soon at Lynn Layton Ford, right in the heart of Ford Country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or online anytime at lynnlaytonford.com.
You'll love the expanded wine selection at Liquor Express. From special occasion to everyday table wines, they've got what you need. Meet your friends at the largest tap wall in Alabama with 105 rotating selections. Then take home a growler full of your favorite or choose from our 1,000 canned or bottled beers. Need help stocking your bar or planning your party? Liquor Express has a knowledgeable, professional in-house staff that can assist you with anything from your bar to the planning of your special event. Visit liquorexpress.net for tasting specials, giveaways, and classes.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and we're making room for new shipments during our spring clean out at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. With your good credit, save thousands with 3.9% financing for up to 84 months on new 25 F-150s with STX 4x4s starting at under $44,000. New 25 Explorers start at under $36,000, or choose 2.9% for up to 84 months. Get 5.9% financing for up to 84 months on new 25 Broncos, or choose $2,750 customer cash plus 2-year 24,000-mile complimentary maintenance. And while they last, new 25 Bronco Sports come with your choice of $2,500 customer cash or 5.9% financing for up to 84 months. And there's never any hidden markups or dock fees. Don't miss your chance to save big with spring clean-out pricing on all new 25s. We hope to see you real soon at Lynn Layton Ford, right in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or online anytime at lynnlaytonford.com.
Your Fox 54 update.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny to mostly cloudy sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the upper 70s and lower 80s. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible across the Tennessee Valley as we head into Friday evening. That activity is going to become more widespread as we head into the overnight early Saturday morning. Much of Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon are going to be relatively quiet. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 70s each day.
Your Fox 54 forecast, only on Talk Radio WZZN. This is The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN. A compassionate, conservative, reasoned voice. Not just for today's headlines, but for issues that matter to you. Perspective from a distinguished career of service in the U.S. Army. Courage from hours in the pilot seat of a military helicopter in war and in peace. Knowledge of cultures from around the world. Experience from a lifetime of service to America. What matters to you, from the dinner table to the halls of power. Conservative, compassionate, reason. That's The Point.
Welcome, fellow Alabama friends, citizens, and patriots. It's Friday, April 24th, and we are glad you are here with us today to get the weekend started early. This is The Point with Bill Crawford, and that's me, Bill Crawford, along with producer extraordinaire, Brian Timble. Brian, how you doing today?
It's a great day to be Friday.
Any day is a great day to be Friday, if it's Friday.
Well, it's gorgeous. I know that we got some rain and stuff coming in. We're expecting to talk to Jordan Dressman here in the next hour to get an update on what the weekend looks like weather-wise. But I'm going to enjoy today because it's gorgeous outside.
It is gorgeous outside, and I'll tell you, I have looked at the Fox News app, and I think we're going to be not as drenched as people think we're going to be. But before we get into stuff, a quick programming note. On Talk Radio WZZN right here, we're going to switch to Fox Sports at 6 p.m., and the Bill O'Reilly program is currently on hiatus until further notice. So just make sure you make a note of that, and as my grandmother would say, in your little day book.
Well, we normally go to Fox Sports Radio at 7, but since Bill's on hiatus, we'll go at 6. So you get all your sports in one place, thanks to WZZN. You get Fox Sports Radio over here. You get ESPN Radio across the hall at 97.7 ESPN The Zone. We got you covered.
Yes, we do. And there is some Alabama sports that happened last night, pretty germane. That is in the NFL draft. We had 2 first-round draft choices, lineman Caden Proctor and quarterback Ty Simpson. A lot of speculation on what was going to happen with Ty. Well, he went in the 13th. He was the 13th pick in the NFL. So he is going to be a very wealthy guy in a couple of weeks, I have no doubt. And what we do on the show on Friday is we veer away from politics and things of that nature. We call it Friendly Friday, and we talk about stuff that's that's interesting and good and not polarizing, hopefully. And today, our first guest is going to be at about 2:20. It's going to be the Huntsville Humane Society. And I did a little research on the Humane Society, and I thought I'd give you some background information on how those organizations actually came to be. The idea of protecting animals is not new, but having an organized organization, boy, that's brilliant, that does that mission, started in 1824 over in jolly old England with the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. It's the first time anywhere that something like that had ever happened. And then the idea crossed the Atlantic. In 1866, the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals was founded in New York City. And that movement sort of spread across America, city by city, town by town, until eventually you had thousands of those societies within the country. And however, it is now called the Humane Society, the Humane Society of the United States. It's a national advocacy group, not like really your local Humane Society, like the one that's here in Huntsville, which is typically an independent nonprofit. They operate locally, raise their own funds, and respond directly to the needs of the community. So what does the Humane Society actually do? Well, it's all about animal welfare, rescuing animals from neglect or abuse, providing shelter, facilitating adoptions, and promoting responsible pet ownership. But it even goes deeper than that. Humane societies often run spay and neuter programs, vaccination clinics, and education initiatives that teach kids and adults how to properly care for animals. And it's not just about the animal, it's about their human owners too. Communities that have strong animal welfare programs, believe it or not, tend to have lower rates of neglect, abandonment, and even certain types of crime. There is a well-documented link between how a society treats its furry friends and how it treats its people. Humane societies help build a culture of responsibility, compassion, and accountability. Right here in North Alabama on Johnson Road, Greater Huntsville Humane Society has that role. This organization has been here in this community for years and years and years, working to rescue, rehabilitate, and rehome animals across the Tennessee Valley. They operate adoption programs that match families with pets, dogs, cats, and other types of animals too. They partner with local vets to provide affordable medical care for the little animals, but they rely heavily on volunteers and donations. And folks, just like you listening right now, can help if you want to. And there's something worth noting. Huntsville's growing fast, and as a city grows fast, guess what? More people and, yes, more pets. That means more responsibility. And the demand for services like those provided by the Humane Society is only increasing. And not a lot of people decide that that's the charity they're going to adopt. So what can you do? Well, if you want to get a pet, a couple of ways you can do it. You can go to a pet store or a breeder or whatever else you may want to do, or you can consider adopting a pet. If you're thinking about bringing a pet into your home, like Brian and I do, Brian has Ollie the Wonder Dog, and I have Winston the Dachshund and Edgar the cat. Edgar the ghost cat. I only see him when he's hungry. But if you want to get a pet, think about adopting a pet. Go down to the Humane Society and take a look at what they have. They have all kinds of animals there that need homes. Because at the end of the day, the Humane Society is just built on a very simple idea. We're better off when we take care of those who can't take care of themselves. And that's kind of something worth noting. The Huntsville Humane Society mission is to use rescue training, adoption, education, and advocacy to ensure humane treatment and welfare of all animals. It was established in 1969, and it's supported totally by generous private donations, grants, and local partnerships. Again, their mission is to promote the humane treatment of all animals within our area. And so we're going to have our first guest after the break is going to be Spencer Batchelor, who is the CEO of the Greater Huntsville Humane Society. And he can shed a little light on what they actually do there on a day-to-day basis and how you can possibly help if you want to get involved. And hey, a lot of people say, oh gosh, here this nut is up here talking about animals. He's just some liberal tree hugger. No. There's nothing wrong with wanting good things to happen for your furry little friends, and there's nothing wrong with being an animal lover, in my humble opinion.
By the way, I'm the soft animal tree hugger.
That's okay.
I'm the tree hugger of this outfit. No, it's great, and it was well spoken. Taking care of those who can't take care of themselves. Ollie the Wonder Dog is a rescue, so why would we? I can't think of a better dog. Except for the one that came before. But, I mean, it's neck and neck there.
Well, Winston the Dachshund's a rescue dog, too, rescued from my daughter.
But there you go.
That's another story. She bit off a little more than she could chew in college, so now we have our beloved Winston. So
well, there you go.
We'll be back in a bit, folks, with Spencer, who is the CEO of the Greater Huntsville Humane Society.
You're listening to The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN.
This is Bill Crawford, host of The Point on Talk Radio WZZN. I've recently had a stem cell procedure on my right knee from Dr. Charles Lee of Regenesis. Stem cells are harvested from your body and re-administered back into your body. This approach is painless, quick, and requires no lengthy rehab. My knee feels better already. Regenesis is located at 4025 Pepperwood Circle Southwest, Suite C, Huntsville, Alabama. Call 256-715-8193 or Google their website for more information.
Take it right to the edge with Donato's Pizza. That's right, with Donato's, they don't waste any space. And if you're going to put 100 slices of pepperoni on a pizza, you need to go edge to edge. And that provolone cheese is smoked and aged in Wisconsin. All of Donato's produce comes from right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. And Donato's is more than just pizza. Check out the subs, calzones, and wings as well. 2 locations in the Valley to serve you, in Madison on Madison Boulevard and in Huntsville on the South Parkway. Donato's Pizza.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry, all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
The Orthopedic Center. It's in the name. TOC, the premier choice for all your orthopedic needs. With over 40 physicians and 20 centers of excellence, TOC is the name to trust for complete, expert orthopedic care. And that word center, we mean it. With more than a dozen locations across North Alabama and the Tennessee Valley, TOC is in your community whenever you need us. As the state's largest orthopedic practice, TOC is built on trust. Trust we've earned with every patient we serve. You can see that trust on the field, too. As the official sports medicine provider for the Huntsville Havoc, Huntsville City Football Club, Oakwood and Alabama A&M universities, thousands of athletes and coaches count on TOC to keep them in the game. From student athletes to unexpected injuries, our urgent ortho clinics offer prompt, expert care, no appointment necessary. So remember, when it comes to your health and mobility, trust the name that says it all. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Your home of the Rocket City Trash Pandas is Talk Radio WZZN.
Welcome back, everybody. This is The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN. And as usual, producer Brian Temple has found some really good music that's germane to our next topic, which is a discussion of the Humane Society with their CEO, Spencer Batchelor. Spencer, are you there with us?
I am here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, hey, we are really glad you could come on. Let me take just a moment to introduce you to our listeners. Spencer is a dedicated father, husband, and a lifelong advocate for animal welfare. He has 15 years of experience, actually over 15 years of experience in the field, and he has built a career defined by hands-on compassion and visionary leadership. His journey began in kennel operations and has led to his current role as the CEO of the Greater Huntsville Humane Society, where he is the one who spearheads innovative initiatives to improve animal welfare across North Alabama. Spencer is a respected brand ambassador for Kong Inc. and the Working Dog magazine. He is passionate about community education and advocacy. He is a legacy member and two-time graduate of Greater Leadership Huntsville, as well as a recent graduate of Huntsville Mayor Battle's Civic Academy. His commitment to service is more than just animal welfare. He serves as a board member for the Hazel Green Athletic Association and recently completed a term on the board of Paul's in Athens in Limestone County. Spencer, did I catch it all or did I miss anything?
No, I think that was it. Thank you so much for that introduction.
Well, we are certainly glad you're here with us today. And as our listeners know, on Fridays, we steer away from the political realm of discussion and we talk about things that are just good for the community. And
Absolutely.
Producer Brian and I are both animal kind of guys. He has Ollie the Wonder Dog. I have Winston the Dachshund. And we thought this would be a good idea to let people know a little bit about the Humane Society. Now, I read the mission before you came on, but you tell our listeners what the mission of the Greater Huntsville Humane Society is in your own words.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So the mission of the Greater Huntsville Humane Society is to use education, welfare, and training to the betterment of animals throughout North Alabama. We prioritize owner surrenders and pulling animals from high euthanasia areas to help lower that number in our communities. Along that, we understand that families are having a hard time with resources and they're coming much more harder to afford. So we have one of Alabama's largest pet food banks where we distribute up to about 50 to 60,000 pounds of food annually to low-income community members, other smaller 501c3s, and then we have a vet clinic to also help families who are in need of low-cost vet care if you're receiving assistance or have an income level of a medium there, you qualify. And so our goal is to also help keep pets in their home because we understand that's part of the root problem is how can we help keep them and they don't have to surrender them. And then we can also focus on our community and other shelters around us that are in desperate help.
Well, hey, that is a great mission. But one thing I do want to do before we get much further into the discussion of the Greater Huntsville Humane Society, let's have a little bit more discussion about you. I've just listed all your credentials, but tell us some stuff about Spencer the person. Where are you from? How'd you get into this business?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm originally from Iowa, Fort Dodge, Iowa, Webster County, and from the flattest lands of the farmlands there are.
Really?
And right out of high school, I started working at our local humane society, and I always had a infatuation with animal welfare and helping animals, and my dad always had dogs, and they were just part of our family, and we've always viewed them that way. And it was just kind of, it fell together when working at the animal shelter that I knew that this was a passion, and I think, God put me on the right path here, and it has led to where I'm at now, of course. And so in Iowa, I did a lot for about 3 years. I worked really hard there, and believe it or not, I actually left the animal welfare career just shortly, but I was still kind of plugged in, volunteering, if you know what I mean. I went into the mental health field, actually. When I was working at the shelter, there were certain individuals that were on the spectrum and on different levels who were volunteering, and felt like I had another calling. And so I was actually able to maintain a PRN position, and then I joined the board of directors at the local humane society, and I'd left to work full-time as a life coach for people with autism and Down syndrome, where I also served as the head coach for Special Olympics for many years. And I had always felt like those two really worked well for me. I loved both careers, and kind of like some cliche stories, I fell in love with a girl, and we followed her all the way down to Alabama, not knowing what I was going to do. And again, the kind of stars aligned, and I started working part-time for a local rescue here, that's a little smaller, and it wasn't shortly after we were expecting a child, and a very great opportunity arose at the Greater Huntsville Humane Society, and that has kind of what led me to my position here now, and it's been since 2019.
Well, you have been there for quite some time, but I got to ask you one more personal question, because as an old sports kind of guy, what is your role as a board member of the Hazel Green Athletic Association? Are you a sports kind of guy too?
Yeah, actually, never was really big into sports growing up, never had a sports influence, but my son is almost 7 years old, and for the last couple of years, we have been playing baseball at our local athletic association. And so we turned quickly into a baseball family, and it is always baseball in the house now. My wife's family, majority of them are from New York, so they are big baseball fans.
Oh, yeah.
And so that kind of sparked it, and then I kind of did some digging and found out that there were some open volunteer opportunities through the park, and my kid goes here, every season we're playing, and I wanted to be able to be a part of something and make the park better. And if I could give anything from my skill set to add to that, I wanted to be able to do that. And when I approached the board of directors, and I told them I couldn't do fundraising because that's what I do for my job, but governance and policy procedures, or committees, or whatever that might be that could better serve the park, I wanted to be able to do it. And they graciously took me in with arms wide open and said, absolutely, and we'd love to have someone like yourself, and it worked out really well. And so for the last several months, almost a year, I guess now, I have served as a board member.
Well, hey, that is a great thing to do. I'll just briefly relate my baseball story. My son actually ended up playing college football at West Point, but when he was a little shaver, he was a baseball player, and he was not very good at it. But I too helped out as much as I could, and maybe quite non-surprisingly, my role was to be the PA announcer. So
okay,
and they actually fired me from that. But how can you end up here if you got fired as a PA announcer for a little bitty kid baseball? But I was doing more than announcing the game. I was asking trivia questions, doing Harry Carey impersonations, and having a jolly good time. But a lot of the parents said, "No, get that nut out of there." So hey, little kids baseball is fun, and I hope you enjoy that. So let's go back to tell people where the Greater Humane Society is located.
Yeah, so we are located at 2812 Johnson Road, Southwest in Huntsville. We are Airport Road turns into Johnson Road. That helps a lot of folks get to where we're at. We have been there. We have been a actual nonprofit organization since 1969, and a wonderful crew of community members back in '69. All the way up to the 80s, worked really hard, wanting a better life for animals in North Alabama, and they were able to build the current shelter as what we see today. And so I love it. I think it's a piece of history and a piece of North Alabama's history. One of my jobs since coming in 2019 was to expand that facility, and we are in the middle of a major expansions in all areas. We have a thrift store called Three Tails Resale that has historically been behind the Humane Society in about a 6,000 square foot building. And during COVID, we actually, due to the expansion plans, we moved our thrift store to 650 Pratt Avenue Northwest. University turns into Pratt Avenue. And again, it's called Three Tails Resale. It's the old Flooring America. We were able to expand into a 10,000 square foot store. And our thrift store has been the engine that really supports our mission. All donations from products and people purchasing goes back to help support us to move forward every day. And it's been a wonderful way. It's volunteer opportunities. There's employment opportunities. We have community partner opportunities with that, helping with other nonprofits. And so the old thrift store that we used to have on the shelter is currently in phase 3 of our expansion, and we converted it into a 3-stage life-saving center.
Wow, I didn't know that. Thanks for that information. So
yeah.
So when people interact with the Humane Society, are they well, I guess they can adopt, donate, volunteer, do lots of things. What is probably the propensity of the work you do as you interact with the public? Is it people adopting pets, people donating their animals because they can't take care of them? Give me your take on that.
I would say a lot of it is community resourcing. I think that's one of our major focuses, and what we see a lot of the need is community resourcing. And what I mean by that is veterinarian care, food, basics. Honestly, sometimes it's even collars and leashes and guidance. And we're able to offer a lot of that. This year, we were able to launch a new spay and neuter program at the Humane Society. We've kind of been doing it silently for a few years, helping where we could. It's incredibly challenging. We are a privately run nonprofit, so we don't receive any kind of outside funding from any government or any other agency. And so we were very honored to be able to kind of launch that and do about 15 surgeries a month for our community now. And so when we go into situations, whether it's going into rural county Alabama, supporting families who have absolutely no resources, or it's somebody walking in the door and just needing help. And what we're finding is that is the majority of the time that's the case. There's still animals in shelters every day that need help, and there's still owner surrenders requests. But we hope to help mitigate that with those resources.
Well, now I understand. I think I read this that there was a law passed in Alabama that's not going to make it a very good situation if somebody abuses an animal by leaving it unattended on a chain. Is that correct, or did I misread that?
Well, yes, sir. I actually went to Montgomery multiple times and met with our representatives and stood and we fought for SB 361. Big shout out to Representative Einsler and a Democrat who worked with a Garland Grudger, who is a Republican, who both understood that this wasn't an issue from either side. It was an animal welfare issue. It was an absolute amazing thing to see our state come together. SB 361 was the first animal welfare legislation to be passed in 26 years in the state of Alabama.
Wow. So,
and it was just absolutely, it was historic to stand there with those advocates, and it does better define what outdoor shelter means. And so a lot of the times what we have seen in the state is folks who, the law enforcement agencies or maybe an animal control officer, there wasn't enough definition to understand what was inhumane. And so now this bill clearly defines what outdoor shelter is. It's 3 walls with a roof and ventilation and a floor. You can no longer chain or tether your dog to a fixed structure, and intervals of adequate food and water are mandatory by law now.
Well, hey, in my humble opinion, that's a good thing. I thought I had read that correctly. So just one more thing out of curiosity. How many people are on your staff and how many dedicated volunteers do you have?
So on our staff, we have a total of 11 staff members. About 4 of them work at our thrift store, and the rest are working at the Humane Society, the shelter itself. For administration, we do have myself as the CEO, Rochelle Sexton is our Director of Marketing and Communication, and then we also have a volunteer and program coordinator.
Well, now, if somebody wanted to come down there and adopt a pet, and I was briefly discussing before you came on that, if you want to buy an animal, if you want to have a little furry friend in your house, your first stop should probably be here. Tell us what the adoption process is if somebody wants to come and adopt a pet from the Humane Society.
Yeah, absolutely. And then now, and this is a really good time, we are having kittens and puppies.
Oh, okay.
You are more than welcome. We are open 6 days a week. We're open Monday through Saturday from 10 to 4. And you are able to walk in and view all of our available pets. If there's one that you're interested in, we let folks know that, hey, you can apply on your cell phone right now. It takes less than 2 minutes. Or you can sit down on our couch and we'll give you the instructions and the paperwork to do so if you're interested. And most of the time, a staff member is able to meet with a family who is interested in adopting. And if all things work out and both parties are in agreement, you can leave with that animal that day.
Well, let me ask one other question, kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum. Let's say we have a listener who has an animal, either a dog or a cat, that they just can't keep anymore for health reasons, for whatever reasons. Maybe they've had a child and they can't deal with that pet and the child. How would they go about getting you guys to help out with a situation like that?
Yeah, so like I said, we do have an or surrender program, and folks can email us at rehome@ghhs.org. And that will start the conversation. Once we receive an email, we send a small questionnaire back asking questions regarding the situation. And if there is a way for us to intervene for that family not to have to surrender, like I said, if it's veterinarian care, food, training assistance, etc., we will offer those resources. And we totally understand that there are some opportunities and times where it's just not feasible for a family to keep a pet. And we usually work off of a wait list, depending on the size of the animal. I mean by that, large dog kennels are typically more full and stay full rather than the small dog in the puppy kennels.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so there is sometimes there is a wait list, like right now there is. Our agency alone, and we're one of maybe 15 rescues in the area. We receive anywhere between 8 and 15 owner surrender requests a week.
Wow.
By email, and that is not including the walk-ins or the phone calls.
Well, let me ask you one question, kind of tongue-in-cheek. You said you offer training assistance. Do you have anybody on your staff who could train a 9-year-old dachshund not to bark at everything that moves?
Well, you do have a dachshund. I'm going to say that.
Yes, I do.
Oh, man, I do have some resources for you. If you need that, I would love to share that with you.
No, I'm just being facetious. He is what he is. So, as we, my arch enemy on talk radio is the clock. So, tell us and our listeners if they want to get involved, or if they want to help, or if they, would just like to come by for a visit or go to your thrift store. Tell them how they could do that.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go to our website. It's just our initials, ghhs.org. You can find out a lot of information about our programs. You can find out information on how to get involved with volunteering, and you can also find out some information about our thrift store. To kind of recap, the shelter is open from 10 to 4 Monday through Saturday, but we do have staff there 8 to 5, 7 days a week. The thrift store is open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 to 4. Donations are welcome during those hours. We have a back-loading dock. And then, of course, please come shop. There's an amazing opportunities from children, pets, adults, and we even have a very nice boutique section with some upscale clothing and purses and jewelry.
Well, hey, that sounds great. Brian, anything you want to chat with Spencer about?
Well, firstly, I want to say thank you to you guys. Ollie the Wonder Dog actually came through you guys, so you've made my life richer. Well, she was called Ginger when she was with you guys, but obviously she's an Ollie the Wonder Dog. So you have enriched our lives in so many ways, and taking such good care of these animals and being their advocate when no one else can. So I appreciate that, and we're reaping the benefits, not just me personally, but the whole neighborhood and the whole city of Huntsville reaps the benefits of that care.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. And that's what exactly we hope to, show the community, is that we are here to be a beacon of resources and guidance and support.
Well, and also to that end, Ollie the Wonder Dog is a pit bull mix, and to be non-discriminatory of that is a big thing with us too.
Absolutely. That is amazing. Thank you for what you both do and for wanting to highlight the Greater Huntsville Humane Society and the work we do.
Well, I assure you, she is living the life of luxury at our house. And she has her own fuzzy blanket.
And I can assure you
some information about that for Where They At Now Wednesday post. We do.
Oh, cool. I'll be sure to do that.
Yeah.
If I don't disturb her nap.
Hey, Spencer, thanks. Very enjoyable conversation. And I think, this is what we like to do on Friday, is highlight good things. And what you guys do is good things. So enjoy your baseball journey. Get ready to go to the Trash Pandas and the Braves with that little guy one day. So.
Oh, yeah.
And if there's anything we can do for the Humane Society, please let us know.
Be glad to.
I sure will. Thank you. This was amazing. Thank you for this.
Yeah. By the way, you have my email. If you have any events coming up, just send me an email and we'll get it out there.
Or just call. It'll be fine.
Yeah, either way.
Or stop by with puppies, maybe.
Sure.
All right. Well,
all right. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks, Spencer. We'll let you go. That is Spencer Batchelor, the CEO of the Greater Huntsville Humane Society. A very interesting conversation, and we will be back in a bit.
You're listening to The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN.
Take it right to the edge with Donato's Pizza. That's right, with Donato's, they don't waste any space. And if you're going to put 100 slices of pepperoni on a pizza, you need to go edge to edge. And that provolone cheese is smoked and aged in Wisconsin. All of Donato's produce comes from right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. And Donato's is more than just pizza. Check out the subs, calzones, and wings as well. 2 locations in the Valley to serve you, in Madison on Madison Boulevard and in Huntsville on the South Parkway. Donato's Pizza.
Bill Crawford here for the Regenesis Stem Cell Center, the place to go for golfers' elbow pain. Traditional treatments require significant time away from the golf course and often don't work. Dr. Charles Lee can treat golfers' elbow using platelet-rich plasma extracted from the patient's blood and get you back on the golf course after a 2-hour visit. Golfers' elbow can be permanently eliminated for a fixed price of $585. Golf season is here. Enjoy pain-free golf with just one visit to Regenesis.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You're bringing your daughter to her favorite pop star's concert. Do you A, wear earplugs?
Isn't this fun, Dad?
I'll have a soft pretzel.
B, remember the moment with matching concert t-shirts.
That's going to be $180. Or we can just take a photo.
C, show her how you used to do concerts.
We're going crowd surfing.
I can't. It's too heavy. Oh, my God. Ah.
Or D, just roll with it.
Woo! Justin! Look at us. We're over here.
Justin! OMG! He just looked. I love you, Justin. I love you.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
When a team sticks together, it shows in the way they work and the way they treat you.
We don't just hire great people, they stay. On average, our managers have been with us over 15 years, and company-wide turnover is under 3%.
It's a culture built on integrity and heart.
When you call, you get someone who knows your name, understands your business, and is invested in your success.
And that means service you can count on every time.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at All About Water. Crazy name, huh? Well, let me introduce you to them. All About Water is the top pond builder anywhere in the Tennessee Valley, and that includes remodeling or cleaning out existing ponds as well. They also have monthly maintenance plans for your pond. Don't have a pond? Well, how about a fountain or water feature for your property to bring that soothing sound of running water to your happy place? On the other hand, maybe you have water on your property that you don't want. Well, Ryan at All About Water is all about water, so he could take care of that as well. He has a background in fluid dynamics, and what that means is that he could take care of any water issue that you have. Finally, how about that irrigation system that you have or that you want? Well, they do installs and maintenance and repairs on those as well, because they are all about water. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
Hey golfers, Huntsville has a new place to play golf. The newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue in Huntsville is The Golfus. For a limited time, you can grab an unlimited membership for just $99 a month. That's right, play every day for just $99 a month. Check it out. All the details are on thegolfus.com. That's The Golfus. 2 locations in Huntsville and coming soon to Madison.
Your Fox 54 update.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny to mostly cloudy sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the upper 70s and lower 80s. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible across the Tennessee Valley as we head into Friday evening. That activity is going to become more widespread as we head into the overnight early Saturday morning. Much of Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon are going to be relatively quiet. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 70s each day.
Your Fox 54 forecast, only on Talk Radio WZZN.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Talk Radio WZZN, and this is The Point with me, Bill Crawford. You can listen to us a lot of ways now. You can listen to us on our Facebook page. You can listen to us on Twitter. You can listen to us on the Talk Radio WZZN app. which, by the way, if you want to use that, get it on your iPhone, put some earplugs in, and listen to it while you're at work instead of listening to music. You might just learn something.
Well, you're going to be out there on the lawnmower, too. You need to listen to that.
Oh, yeah. That's not me, though, but some people can listen to it on a lawnmower.
I hear that some people actually mow their own lawn.
I know. Some people do. That's okay. I don't hold that against them.
You can't hide money.
No, you can't. So listen to us however you can. We'd love that. We are happy that you are with us today on this end of week show. And a couple of items in the news in the few minutes we have before we have to go to break. One of the strangest stories I have seen in quite some time, and as you folks know, I'm a retired Army guy, and I have never heard of anything like this in my entire military career, where a soldier bet $33,034 through an entity called Polymarket, which I have never heard of before, and he bet them somehow on the U.S. military operation to capture Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela. And I think what he was doing was using confidential information to bet on things like, when was the operation going to start? Were they going to catch him? Yes or no? And the soldier made $409,000. He has been arrested, and frankly, I hope they put that young soldier under the jail. That is not something that our military forces need to be doing whatsoever. And I just say good riddance to that soldier. Put him in Fort Leavenworth. He can bet on the outcome of beetles crossing the floor out there or whatever the case may be. But not betting on our outcome of wars. That's insane. A couple of other things that I caught in the news I thought was interesting is the parent company of Instagram and Facebook says it's going to lay off 10% of its workforce, which is 8,000 people, and close these jobs permanently. The thing that interests me about that is if the workforce is 10% of the workforce is 8,000 people, they got a lot of people working for Facebook and through Meta and Instagram and all that stuff. I had no idea it had that many people to keep those two entities running. But I know there's been a lot of feedback in the news recently about people getting addicted to social media platforms and using them to do bad things. I don't know if they're losing money or if they're losing steam or if they're losing whatever. But I know this, 8,000 people have lost their job. Another item in the news that I thought was a little bit interesting is the war in Iran, where hopefully they're going to meet again this weekend for talks. Supposedly, Iran's top diplomat, foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, is heading to Pakistan with a small government delegation to try and get this thing figured out. And the ceasefire has been extended by 3 weeks after the Israeli and Lebanese reps met at the White House recently, and President Trump said Thursday that the group Hezbollah is still doing some attacks. They're still not doing what they're supposed to do. And the Israel-Hezbollah contention is one of the key sticking points in the peace efforts. So hopefully they can get some of that done this week, and they can stop firing on the boats in the Straits of Hormuz, and they can let the oil flow freely through there. Although, as I understand it, even if that happens today, if they say, the strait is open, the oil can come through, that it's going to be quite some time for the prices to revert back to normal. And it's interesting how when they want to raise the price, they can do it overnight, but if they want to lower it, it takes a little bit more time. Kind of like the IRS. If you owe them money immediately is when they want it. If they owe you money, we'll see when you get it. So who knows about that? But I think, Brian, it's time for our break. And we'll go ahead and take a break and come back and wrap up hour number 1 of The Point with Bill Crawford.
You're listening to The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN.
This is Bill Crawford, host of The Point on Talk Radio WZZN. I recently had a stem cell procedure on my right knee from Dr. Charles Lee of Regenesis. Stem cells are harvested from your body and re-administered back into your body. This approach is painless, quick, and requires no lengthy rehab. My knee feels better already. Regenesis is located at 4025 Pepperwood Circle Southwest, Suite C, Huntsville, Alabama. Call 256-715-8193 or Google their website for more information.
Take it right to the edge with Donato's Pizza. That's right, with Donato's, they don't waste any space. And if you're going to put 100 slices of pepperoni on a pizza, you need to go edge to edge. And that provolone cheese is smoked and aged in Wisconsin. All of Donato's produce comes from right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. And Donato's is more than just pizza. Check out the subs, calzones, and wings as well. 2 locations in the Valley to serve you, in Madison on Madison Boulevard and in Huntsville on the South Parkway. Donato's Pizza.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry, all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
Baumhauer's Restaurant, legendary food and legendary fun. Whether you're craving the freshest seafood from Alabama's Gulf Coast, juicy chicken or char-grilled steaks seared to succulent perfection, you're craving Baumhauer's Restaurant. Add to that a sports-themed atmosphere and HD flat screens every place you look. For a sneak peek at the menu, go to Baumhauers.com. Legendary food, legendary fun. Baumhauer's Restaurant.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188. Just remember, we're here to help, whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete. We're here to help.
Your Rocket City Trash Pandas are back for 6 games, April 28th through May 3rd. Promotions include a James Spann bobblehead giveaway on the 28th, post-game fireworks to close out the night on the 1st and the 2nd, and kids run the bases after the game on the 3rd. Get your tickets and learn more about weekly promos by visiting tptix.com. That's tptix.com.
That's Rocket. No Wi-Fi?
How are we going to stream the game?
Mom, I have a research project due.
How are we going to make dinner?
Don't let power outages send your family into a meltdown. Get a Generac generator from Current Electrical. We keep your lights on and your Wi-Fi on. Visit gensuperstore.com or call 256-880-1880. Trust us, your family will thank you.
Most current way to keep your power on. GeneracSuperstore.com.
Your home of the Rocket City Trash Pandas is Talk Radio WZZN.
He's still a soldier. His blood runs red, white, and blue.
Welcome, everybody. We're going to close out the first hour of The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN and producer Brian Temple. Had a nice little conversation about our furry friends earlier.
Always a good day when we do that.
Always a good day when we do that. And
we've got another good hour coming up, too. First of all, we're going to talk to George Dressman, talk about what the weekend looks like with all this rain coming in, and or maybe as much, or we don't know. And also, we got a lady from Arts Huntsville. We're going to get classy here.
Patrice Johnson.
She's going to tell us what's going on there. Also, we got Trash Panda Baseball tonight. Game time is 6:35. We'll be on the air at 6:20. The Board Operator Network has you covered with Jeff. We'll be here to give you that. Not a busy Friday, but a nice Friday to get out before it starts raining.
Oh, indeed. And I think I'm going to be able to enjoy most of the night. We'll see what Jordan says, but I'm not being worried about the rain today. I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, I've slid the patio umbrella up next to the grill. I think we're good for tonight.
There you go. That's all you got to do.
All right, we'll be back in a few minutes with The Point with Bill Crawford.
All right, see you in a bit.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, we have served our nation as a force in readiness. From combat operations to humanitarian assistance in every corner of the world. No matter where the mission takes us today, or wherever our country needs us tomorrow, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for each other, for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
HD 97.7.2, WZZN FM, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. Talk Radio, WZZN.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report. Stocks are mixed in afternoon trading on U.S.-Iran diplomacy hopes, with the Nasdaq and S&P 500 on track for fresh record closes. Stabilizing oil prices are lifting investors' mood. However, U.S. crude is up 40% since the start of the Iranian conflict. And the Justice Department has decided to drop its criminal investigation of Fed Chair Jerome Powell, clearing the path for the Senate to vote on his possible successor, Kevin Warsh. The Fed's two-day policy meeting is next week, concluding with an interest rate decision on Wednesday. The big winner on Wall Street today is Intel. Its stock is surging over 20% after the semiconductor maker reported strong first quarter results and posted upbeat guidance for the second quarter. In August, the Trump administration announced that it was taking a nearly 10% stake in the then struggling chip maker. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Hillary Barsky, invested in you.
When I started skiing, I didn't think about setting any records. When I won my first race, I didn't think about how many more I might win. So when I made it to the top of the world, it never crossed my mind to stop. Being the best isn't the same as being your best. There are no shortcuts to the top, so find the people who help get you there. I'm Michaela Schifrin, and that's what Team Stiefel means to me. If you're an advisor or an investor, choose Stiefel, where success meets success.
Stiefel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Past performance is no indication of future results. Investing involves risk. Consult a financial advisor before making any investment decisions.
This is Talk Radio, WZZN.
1819 News.
Standing in for Andrea Tice, I'm Garrison Hardy. The Alabama Department of Corrections has terminated its billion-dollar prison health care contract with YesCare. State officials say the agency has now entered into an emergency agreement with Birmingham-based NAFCare to continue inmate medical services. The original contract, worth more than $1 billion, ran through 2027. YesCare recently faced criticism after reports of late employee payroll payments and concerns over financial troubles in other states. Lawmakers say the change could create new costs and challenges for Alabama's prison system. I'll be back with more Alabama news after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
A 15-year-old Alabama boy is battling aggressive bone cancer and asking for help after saying treatment options are running out. Will Roberts of Ralph, Alabama, says he was diagnosed with osteosarcoma in January of last year. and has continued fighting even after losing part of his leg. In a video shared online, Roberts asked that his message reach President Donald Trump or Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., saying his family has learned of a possible new drug they hope could help. The emotional video has spread quickly online, drawing widespread support and attention. Congressman Barry Moore says he is working to help get the message to federal leaders. For 1819 News, I'm Garrison Hardy.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This is Talk Radio, WCZN.
Hey golfers, Huntsville has a new place to play golf. The newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue in Huntsville is The Golfus. For a limited time, you can grab an unlimited membership for just $99 a month. That's right, play every day for just $99 a month. Check it out. All the details are on thegolfus.com. That's The Golfus. 2 locations in Huntsville and coming soon to Madison.
If you've ever been in a car wreck, it almost feels like being in a movie. I'm attorney Gary Lackey. I know your accident is the real thing, and they happen to real people every day.
The Lackey Law Firm.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. There's a lot of talk right now about bigger, but when you've had a wreck and need a lawyer, is bigger better?
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family.
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. Having thousands of cases is impressive, but do you want to be just a case number, one with lots of digits?
Or do you need a lawyer who gets to know you? With offices in Huntsville and Scottsboro, when you've been injured, we take the time to help.
Even in your hospital room.
Because at the Lackey Law Firm, you're not a number. We treat you like family, because that's what we are.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
And if you can't come to us, we'll come to you.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
Your Fox 54 update.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny to mostly cloudy sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the upper 70s and lower 80s. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible across the Tennessee Valley as we head into Friday evening. That activity is going to become more widespread as we head into the overnight early Saturday morning. Much of Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon are going to be relatively quiet. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 70s each day.
Your Fox 54 forecast, only on Talk Radio WZZN. This is The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WCZN. A compassionate, conservative, reasoned voice. Not just for today's headlines, but for issues that matter to you. Perspective from a distinguished career of service in the U.S. Army. Courage from hours in the pilot seat of a military helicopter in war and in peace. Knowledge of cultures from around the world. Experience from a lifetime of service to America. What matters to you, from the dinner table to the halls of power. Conservative, compassionate, reason. That's The Point.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Talk Radio WZZN, and this is The Point with Bill Crawford and producer Brian Temple. Excuse me.
And guess who slid in just under the wire?
Just under the wire, we have the star of the show this weekend, the most important man with the most important news of all, and that is Fox 54 chief meteorologist. But do I need to say Fox 54 impact weather now? I've noticed y'all are saying that. I want to get it correct. How should I properly address that?
Dealer's choice. It's your radio show. I will give you dealer's choice.
Well, I was going to stick with Your Majesty, if that's all right.
That is a totally acceptable term.
All right, well, Jordan,
Weather Overlord is another one of my
Ooh,
favorites.
there you go. That's a nice one.
Or Your Highness. That could work, too. We can.
It could.
Or how about just in the Army, just call you sir. So, sir, let me ask you a question about the past before we delve into this weekend. I am just curious if you and Mrs. Dressman were able to go indulge in some of the crawfish at Mid-City last weekend.
Oh, not only did I indulge, but we probably inhaled a good half of our body weight. They had some excellent crawfish.
I saw some of the pictures from your Facebook page. That looked fantastic.
It really was. They had some amazing crawfish out there last weekend.
Well, how much did it cost and what did you get? It was all you could eat, right?
It was all you can eat I want to say those tickets were $75 a piece.
Well, for what you got, it sounds like you got your money's worth.
See, we did the math. We were with a group and we did the math because you could buy a 2-pound plate for $25. So you had to eat 4 plates of the all-you-can-eat, really, to kind of get your money's worth and get your money back.
Right.
And the other thing I think that made it worth it is the line for the 2-pound plate at times was probably close to a half hour long.
Right.
And I never waited more than 30 seconds for my next plate of crawfish.
Oh, fantastic.
Well, I assume they did the typical crawfish boil where they had the corn and the new potatoes and all that stuff in there with them.
Exactly. They had the corn, the potatoes, and even threw a little bit of celery in there, which I actually thought was very good, very nice.
Well, it's part of the Trinity.
Exactly.
Yeah, and glad you could enjoy that. I wasn't able to make it last weekend, so unfortunately. But this weekend, this is one almost people around these parts when they say panoply, you almost put an equal sign by it with rain. I know we've got some rain scheduled later tonight, so tell us what's happening later tonight and what's going to happen and if panoply is going to dodge a bullet.
I think, depending on when the festivities wind down this evening, will be dependent on whether or not they dodge a bullet. We are going to get some good rain tonight, much needed rain. Probably a few thunderstorms as well, maybe some gusty winds thrown into the mix. If everybody were to remember what came through like last Saturday evening, 6, 7 o'clock in the evening last Saturday, that's probably what we're going to get this evening. And you can expect that to move in really anytime after 6, probably. But for the most part, it's just going to be some heavy rain, some thunder and lightning, and the wind might pick up. But, of course, we would be expecting rain because you're right, it's Panoply weekend, and there's also going to be a chance of rain both Saturday and Sunday. Those chances, though, are much smaller than what we have today, but it's Panoply, so there's rain in the forecast because it always rains during Panoply.
Yep.
Yes, it does. And, I was looking, by the way, the more I look at your Fox 54 weather app, the more useful it becomes. It has an hour-by-hour thing, and folks, you need to get this app. I don't think I've ever seen any other app that has this cool little feature. And if you go touch the radar screen, down at the bottom is a slider bar where you can move and see what's happening in the radar over a 6-hour stretch of time. Is that a unique feature to yours? I've never seen it anywhere else.
That is a unique feature, and it's a very nice feature. I find it to be quite useful. It's one of the, maybe I'm a bit biased, but I think it's one of the better radar apps out there because a lot of the times you download these weather apps and the radars are usually absolutely garbage. But ours is pretty good, and it's helpful. So I'm very pleased with it.
Well, yeah, a lot of times you download these radar apps, especially if you're on your desktop, and it, instead of getting something that's current and up to date and live, you get a map of the United States, and you got to search where you're at, and that's nonsense. But this little app is specifically for Huntsville, Alabama. So what about the upcoming week? I've seen, I think I saw on your forecast last night where they might have some rain next week also.
Oh, we are going to get rain probably every single day next week. Maybe a few thunderstorms thrown into the mix. There's been a lot of chatter on the social medias about Monday and Tuesday. At the very least, we're just going to get some rain and thunderstorms Monday and Tuesday. And again, it's going to be much needed rain, maybe some stronger thunderstorms. But otherwise, it's just going to end up being much needed rain, and then we'll continue with the opportunities for rain literally every single day next week.
Well, what is on the grill of Jordan Dressman and Mrs. Dressman this weekend?
I believe a chuck roast is what Mrs. Dressman has requested, and I cook my chuck roast like I cook my brisket. But I enjoy doing the chuck roast. I think they're a lot of fun. They're typically a little bit cheaper, and I can buy smaller chuck roasts too. I can't go anywhere and buy like a 4-pound brisket. That doesn't exist. So I cook my chuck roast like I cook my brisket, and they always come out quite nice.
And you do that on the grill? I always do mine in the crock pot.
No, I put them on the smoker. It'll go on my Traeger.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's got to be
That'll
good.
work out. Well, Bill and I will be circling the neighborhood. We'll just follow our noses for dinner time.
Yeah.
There's only so many houses in Owens Crossroads. Eventually, you'll find.
Well, there you go. Now, I've got a couple of things for you, Jordan. Number one, we got Trash Pandas this weekend here, or starting next weekend, and they're talking about a bobblehead for some guy named James Spann. I've never heard of him. Why isn't there a Jordan Dressman bobblehead?
Listen, that is don't get me on my soapbox.
Sounds like somebody's out of there, in the wrong neighborhood.
Well, James Spann is a Birmingham weatherman. He doesn't even do anything up here.
He keeps forgetting what his boundaries are.
Yeah, I guess so.
You said it, not me. I'm gonna let you speak my soapbox for me.
Yeah,
I don't have to get on my soapbox.
James Spann, never heard of her. So,
well,
no, but there needs to be a Jordan Dressman bobblehead. And also, I have been spending my morning. One thing, talking about your weather forecast and everything. You guys have something on your app called Morning Rush, and I get to see your forecast. I get to see headlines and sports. You and Kanisha and Sports Guy do a really good job, plus throw in some national headlines. So that is just like it's like an 8 to 10 minute thing. That's just a great way to start the morning, and you get the full weather forecast without having to go pick through the weather page on the app. And that's a great way to start the day for those of us who are cord cutters. And if you're going to doom scroll and start the day with your phone, you could do a lot worse than starting with the Fox 54 app and do the Morning Rush. Y'all do a great job with that.
Thank you. Morning Rush is a fantastic product. It gives you, like you said, a little bit of everything, but in a very short period of time. And I always try my best when I make that forecast to keep it short, because people's attention spans in the morning, they're not that great. You're getting to work, you're making your coffee. If you got the kids got to get on the bus. The homework is probably absolutely nowhere where it should be. So
right.
The parents are juggling a lot. Morning Rush, it's a fantastic program.
Well, I'll tell you what, Morning Rush it's time, just so everybody knows, Morning Rush is perfect for you to get the dog fed and outside and get a cup of coffee made. And you're all caught up and ready to go with news and weather and sports and national and world headlines, and you're ready to go start your day. And you'll be staring at your phone anyway.
Exactly.
All right, Jordan. Well, hey, thank you for coming on with us today. If I happen to find a James Spann bobblehead, I'm not a fan, by the way, I'll get a golf club and I'll take a swing at it. So
that's what we'll just use it as a golf tee.
Yeah, use it as a golf tee.
It'll get its use.
All right. Well, hey, we'll talk to you next week. Have a great weekend. And
thanks, buddy.
And enjoy it.
Y'all too.
Okay. That is Jordan Dressman, Fox 54 Impact meteorologist for Fox 54 Weather. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk to Patrice Johnson about Panoply.
More Friendly Friday.
You're listening to The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN.
Take it right to the edge with Donato's Pizza. That's right, with Donato's, they don't waste any space. And if you're going to put 100 slices of pepperoni on a pizza, you need to go edge to edge. And that provolone cheese is smoked and aged in Wisconsin. All of Donato's produce comes from right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. And Donato's is more than just pizza. Check out the subs, calzones, and wings as well. 2 locations in the Valley to serve you, in Madison on Madison Boulevard and in Huntsville on the South Parkway. Donato's Pizza.
Bill Crawford here for the Regenesis Stem Cell Center, the place to go for golfers' elbow pain. Traditional treatments require significant time away from the golf course and often don't work. Dr. Charles Lee can treat golfers' elbow using platelet-rich plasma extracted from the patient's blood and get you back on the golf course after a 2-hour visit. Golfer's elbow can be permanently eliminated for a fixed price of $585. Golf season is here. Enjoy pain-free golf with just one visit to Regenesis.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey, Wes. Our company, Fleming Roofing and Restoration, specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a fifth-generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough. We can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it or we can replace it.
Well, you guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10-plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey, Wes, we show up.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at All About Water. Crazy name, huh? Well, let me introduce you to them. All About Water is the top pond builder anywhere in the Tennessee Valley, and that includes remodeling or cleaning out existing ponds as well. They also have monthly maintenance plans for your pond. Don't have a pond? Well, how about a fountain or water feature for your property to bring that soothing sound of running water to your happy place? On the other hand, maybe you have water on your property that you don't want. Well, Ryan at All About Water is all about water, so he could take care of that as well. He has a background in fluid dynamics, and what that means is that he could take care of any water issue that you have. Finally, how about that irrigation system that you have or that you want? Well, they do installs and maintenance and repairs on those as well because they are all about water. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all, with features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry, all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
Your home of the Rocket City Trash Pandas is Talk Radio WZZN.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Talk Radio WZZN. This is The Point with Bill Crawford. And our bumper music of the Partridge Family should let you know by now that it's Friendly Friday, and we're here not to talk about political stuff, but to talk about good stuff happening in Huntsville. And to help us do that today, we have Miss Patrice Johnson. Patrice, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, Patrice, we are so glad you are here with us. Patrice is with Arts Huntsville, and she's the marketing and opportunity manager. And I dare say you are going to be one busy person this weekend. Tell us what you do to plan for and implement and promote Panoply.
Yes. So I am the arts marketing, as you mentioned, arts marketing PR and opportunity manager. So of course, I handle all of the media, all of our marketing. I do all of our signage and graphic design and all of those things. So, really just trying to make sure that people know about Panoply, especially with us having so many new people to the area, and just letting you know all the cool new things that we have upcoming, some of the things that people know and love, and all of those types of things. And then I get to also work with the artists and things like that directly.
Well, to our listeners, just so you know, I saw Patrice today on Tennessee Valley Living, and she did a superb job. Very, very good interview.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Well, before we get into Panoply, tell us a little bit about Patrice. How did you come to Huntsville and come to be in this position?
Yes, so actually we were a military family. My husband actually retired out of the military last year. And so we actually are from the Gulf Coast. And so this was the closest to home that we had been. And so my stepdad actually used to be stationed at Redstone back in the day. And, my husband's like, well, we have the opportunity to go to Huntsville. And so, it's grown so much over the years. And so at first I was like, oh, I don't know, because, I didn't really remember. But when we got here, we fell in love. And so it's just been really nice to be able to be in the city and in the midst of doing all the arts and stuff. So, and I grew up in this area called Fairhope. So, I used to be a part of the Arts and Crafts Festival down there. I was in the band and, did art classes and things there. So these are just things that naturally came to me.
Well, if you are into the arts, I think you are in an absolutely perfect place. And tell our listeners, if they may not be familiar with Panoply, and I think many, many Huntsvillians are, but, there's always those who aren't. Tell us a little bit about what the festival actually is.
Yes, so it is a 3-day celebration of art, music, and so much more. So not only are you able to come out and see amazing visual artists, because, of course, when people think about an arts festival, they think about the visual art side. However, you're able to hear some amazing musicians. We have hands-on activities for kids. We have our version of STEM, which is our STEAM Street. You can come and do face painting. We also have just a bunch of hands-on activities that they can do on the STEAM Street. So we have a lot of different vendors who come out and they'll set up cool things. Like last year we had one of our organizations, they had where kids are able to play like different music notes on fruit. And that was a really nice setup. They can come out, they can do face painting, but also too, you can get food. People don't think about the food trucks and, all of that stuff. So it's really just a wonderful, I'll tell you this, Panoply by definition is called a vast array, and that's really what you get, a vast array of just magnificent things.
Well, now, one thing you just mentioned is the food. Well, let me digress for 1 second. We can't make the assumption that everybody knows where Panoply is located at. Tell us where in the city it is.
Yes, so we are in the amazing Big Spring Park. Normally we take over all of Big Spring, but with them doing the construction with the new City Hall, we're just in Big Spring, Maine, pretty much in Church Street. But yes, so we take over all of Big Spring Park for the entire weekend.
And Big Spring Park, if you're not from Huntsville, if you're listening and you want to come see it, it's just right smack dab in the middle of everything, right
yes,
by
we're in the heart of Huntsville, downtown Huntsville. Yep.
It can't be more in the heart of Huntsville. So
no.
So do you know? I know today when you did your news story, this caught my eye because you were talking, or right after you, they had a corn dog truck on, and that corn dog truck is from Lawrence County, Tennessee, where I'm originally from. So I got to go. I'm going to have to, go get one of those this weekend. But
definitely come down and see us.
Well, tell our listeners what kind of food trucks are going to be there. I would imagine. I know about the corn dogs. Do you know what else is going to be there?
Yeah, well, one of the things, and it's funny that I keep having this question, but people are really excited about having funnel cakes. We didn't have funnel cakes back last year, or able to have them last year, and so we do have those back this year. So people have really, I don't know what it is about the carny food, but people have been really excited about the funnel cakes. So we do have those. You have like things like island noodles. We have pizza. We have this company that makes all these viral chocolate fruits that people are seeing all over TikTok with the mousse and the pastries inside. You can get burgers. You can get New South hot dogs and sushi, which sounds like a crazy combination, but it actually is really good. We have popcorn, lemonade, and all the things. So it's a lot of different things that you can get. Barbecue, that's another thing. So it's just so much that you can kind of get out here. And then one of the things I've noticed that people are already starting to line up for are the pecan stand that they have, and they have different versions of those as well.
Well, Patrice, let me tell you something. Can you imagine any kind of a festival in the state of Alabama that does not have barbecue?
I know, right. That's why I had to make sure I didn't leave that out.
No,
it'd be like a cardinal sin not to have barbecue at a festival in Alabama.
You've got to have barbecue. Well,
yes.
Other than what's going on this weekend, tell us how long Panoply's been going on and how it got started, and if you know the history of it, give us a little class on Panoply 101.
Yeah, so Panoply, actually, this is our 44th year of Panoply. And so really it started when we at that time were called the Arts Council. And so it was a small group of them. They came together and, they wanted to do some type of festival because a lot of arts councils, they do those types of things. And so pretty much it's been going on since then. They came together, and then over the years it's just really grown and grown and grown into something else. But they wanted to be able to have something for, the local artists and the arts community to be able to showcase all the amazing things that they were doing in the community. And so, over the years it's just really grown. Like we have the student art tent as well as the art marketplace. And I kid you not, I have people who, are a good bit of, in their 50s and 50s, and they're like, I remember coming and my son's artwork was in the art tent and things like that. Or I'll have adults like, oh my gosh, I remember when my artwork was on the student art tent and I was on a billboard and those types of things. So, it's just really one of those things that has become just a love tradition in the community.
Well, what about music? Is there live music out there also?
Oh, yes. So we have live music. Today, our headliner actually is going to be Miss Jazz McKenzie. And she, I don't know if you've been able to follow her career lately, but she had a really, really good stint on The Voice this year. So she is going to be our headliner tonight, and she will also be performing with, I want to say it's First Lady and Local Brand. Tomorrow, our headliner will be Otis Walker Band, and he will be doing a special tribute to Microwave Days. And then on Sunday, our headliner is, oh my gosh, why can't I think of their name off the top of my head now? It's Double Barrel. That's who it is.
Now, I would assume, and well, let's talk about ticket. How much are tickets? And if you purchase a ticket, do you get to? Does that include all the music and everything?
Oh, yeah. So it includes all the music and everything. Of course, you would have to purchase the food separate at the food trucks. But once you're in, it includes the music. You get to walk the art marketplace. You can do all of the hands-on activities. Of course, if you purchase anything from any of the vendors, and we have over 118 vendors, they've come from all over the U.S., and we have actually 33 that are first-timers. So we're really excited about that. But it's a $15 day pass. We actually have weekend passes, but we actually stopped selling those at 5 once the gates open. So you get the weekend pass for $20. So if anyone's listening and you're thinking about coming for the weekend, go ahead and grab those now. And so, it goes back into, the community and making sure that we're able to keep Panoply low cost and family friendly and all those things.
So the sales of the weekend pass are just about to end, right?
Yes.
Can you buy those online, or do you have to buy them in person at the gate?
No, you can get all the tickets online at artshuntsville.org.
Oh, that's easy. And again, that's if you're planning on going for more than one day, it's $15 a day, and it's $20 for the whole weekend. And the little guys get in free, don't they?
Yep, I was just about to say kids 12 and under, they get in free.
Well, another thing that people always wonder about when they're going to go do something in downtown Huntsville is road closures and parking. Are you familiar with that aspect of it? Can you give our listeners a little idea about where the best place is to park and how to make sure they get down there without getting turned around and trapped in a closed road?
Yes. So with parking, you are able to park at numerous locations around Big Spring Park, but the city of Huntsville, the parking garages will all be open, and then there are different lots that are around Big Spring Park as well. And so we just, we try to make sure that it's convenient and easy for everybody to the festival.
Okay, now we've got to talk about the 500-pound gorilla in the room. Do you know what that is?
No, I'm not sure.
The weather.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we just had Jordan Dressman on, who is our regular Friday afternoon guest, and he said that you guys might be okay tonight. And I was just looking at the Fox 54 radar app, and it actually has a little slider bar on it where you can move it and see what the clouds are going to do. And it does not show rain coming in town until 9:20. So what time do y'all close down there?
We actually close at 9, so that's great. We actually have been requesting that the rain wait till overnight because, we can do for a little rain, just not during the festival, of course. While we might see some sprinkles throughout the weekend, it could help with the drought, but, we expect the rain to be hit and miss throughout the weekend. However, we hope that it stays as beautiful as it has been all day today. The weather is amazing right now.
The weather is amazing right now. And one thing I was wondering about, there may be some people listening who are artists, musicians, food vendors, people who said, wow, I wish I would have known about that. I would have liked to have been a participant in this event. It's probably too late to do it this year, but how can people do it in the future if they want to if they want to do something more than just be a guest and walk in?
Yes, so they can they apply on our website, but we always put it on our social media as well. So typically around November, December is when the applications open. So if they are able to, follow us on social. So we are Arts Huntsville on Facebook and at Arts Huntsville on Instagram. And so we always promote when the applications are open, and that's for those who want to perform as well as those who are food vendors and food trucks as well.
Well, one thing about the performances, I didn't...
I'm sorry, visual artists too, sorry.
Okay, visual artists.
Because it's a juried art festival as well, but we also have things outside of Panoply, so that'll be open. So, we do concerts in the park. We have Montesano Art Festival, as well as the Chris Kendall Market as well. So we have several opportunities throughout the year for them to be able to apply for different things.
Now, you mentioned concerts in the park. I didn't realize that. Y'all are the proponent for the concerts in the park?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do that in partnership with Huntsville Parks and Rec.
Well, when does that start? I've been to quite a few of those.
Yeah, so it's always the first Monday in June.
Okay. Do you know the lineup yet? Or I know...
No, it hasn't been announced. That'll be announced in a few weeks.
I know one of the ones I've always been down there for is during Armed Forces Week. They have a...
Oh, yes.
They always have a military theme, and I'm a retired Army guy, so my wife and I like to go down there for that. So if somebody is going to Panoply for the very first time, just kind of walk a listener through, what they would do, how they would get their ticket, where they would park their car, and maybe the best is there a main entrance to Panoply, and if so, where would that be?
So we actually have 3 gateways. So we have one that is on Monroe Street. We have 2 on Church Street. So we have one that's on Church Street closer to the Garage Inn by Cozy Cow. And then we also have one on the opposite side that is by Truist Bank. And so we have 3 entry points to make it easy so that people can have multiple ways to enter to the park. So once you come in, if you've already purchased online, you just show them where your code. They give you a ticket so that you're able, if you need to get back in and out. If you have a child, they will give you a wristband as well, so you get a wristband to come in. If you have a child with you, what we typically do is that we make sure we put the parent's name and information on there just to make sure that the kids are safe. We do have a lost child protocol set up, so just for any reason, we make sure we're super safe. Then you come in, depending on what side that you come in, you may come in. If you come in on the Church Street side, you'll be right in the middle of the art marketplace. If you come in on Monroe, It'll be some of the art marketplace on that side as well. And then if you come in from the Church Street side by Truist Bank, you'll hit the food vendors directly that way. So it just depends on what side you come in from.
Okay, and one other thing I would like to ask, just for our listeners' benefits, can people bring chairs, coolers, and if they bring a bag, does it have to be a clear plastic bag?
It does not have to be a clear plastic bag, but you're not able to bring any outside food or drinks.
Okay.
And then you can bring chairs, you can bring blankets as well, and you can bring unopened bottles of water.
Okay, so, I would assume that there's probably any kind of refreshing beverage you need is available for sale in the grounds of Panoply.
Yes, they have all kinds of things.
Well, good. Well, let me ask you one final question. Actually, it's a two-part question. One, what is your favorite thing to see down there, and what is your favorite food?
So I'm a corn dog girl, so I'm really excited about the corn dogs. It's funny that you mentioned that. But also, too, but what my favorite thing, and I always tell people, and I hate to say it like this, but I love to people watch. And the reason why I love to see all the different people, like, notice new things for the first time. So when they go in and they look at a new piece of artwork, or when they're listening to a band or something like that, or watching the kids interact, I just love to see how everybody reacts to all the work that we've done. And so that really, I get excited to see that, and it just really makes me happy to see how people feel about the festival and how, it's come together.
Well, I think that's an excellent way to enjoy a festival like that. And one thing I will leave you with is I'll let you go here and thank you. I know you're busy. I know you're probably chomping at the bit to say, shut up, dude. I got to go to work.
No, you're fine.
But, nowadays people don't know what a good corn dog is. They go to the store, they buy these microwave corn dogs, they heat them up. That ain't a corn dog. A corn dog is a hot dog on a stick dipped into batter and fried right in front of you. And that's
So you definitely have to make sure that you fry a corn dog. If not, so if not, I'm your radio. But yeah, so that's the best way to get it. And then of course you got to get a good funnel cake to follow it up.
All right. Well, hey, you're making me hungry already, and hey, thank you for your time very much. So you did a great job on TV and a great job here. And
well, thank you so much for having me. Listen, I would love to come back.
All right, and we may have you back to talk about concerts in the park. And thank you much. Go enjoy it, and we're going to go ahead and take a break. This is The Point with Bill Crawford and Brian Temple. We shall be back shortly.
You're listening to The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN.
This is Bill Crawford, host of The Point on Talk Radio WZZN. I've recently had a stem cell procedure on my right knee from Dr. Charles Lee of Regenesis. Stem cells are harvested from your body and re-administered back into your body. This approach is painless, quick, and requires no lengthy rehab. My knee feels better already. Regenesis is located at 4025 Pepperwood Circle Southwest, Suite C, Huntsville, Alabama. Call 256-715-8193 or Google their website for more information.
Take it right to the edge with Donato's Pizza. That's right, with Donato's, they don't waste any space. And if you're going to put 100 slices of pepperoni on a pizza, you need to go edge to edge. And that provolone cheese is smoked and aged in Wisconsin. All of Donato's produce comes from right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. And Donato's is more than just pizza. Check out the subs, calzones, and wings as well. 2 locations in the Valley to serve you, in Madison on Madison Boulevard and in Huntsville on the South Parkway. Donato's Pizza.
So does mine. I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey, and when you've been hurt and need help, we're here. We're the ones who take your call.
And get what you deserve.
You want to talk to your lawyer. You don't want to reach a call center. With the Lackey Law Firm, that never happens.
The Lackey Law Firm.
And this is the most important part. We'll treat you like family because that's exactly what we are.
The Lackey Law Firm.
And I'll go you one better. If you can't come to us, we'll come to you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
AL cert number 21014.
Welcome into the hottest and coolest game show around called The Freeze. Today's contestant, Bob. Bob, can you tell me the heating and air business that provides free service with repair?
Is it Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
Can you tell me which heating and air business provides free second opinions?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning.
You are our grand prize winner. You have won a visit from the #1 heating and air business in the Tennessee Valley.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
That's right. Talent Heating and Air is coming to you.
This is Thomas with Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, and you don't have to win a game show to use us. We have free second opinions year-round, and this summer we're doing free service calls with a repair. So just remember, call Talent Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-503-4490 or visit us on our website at talenthvac.com.
Introducing the Golfist, Huntsville's newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue. Play over 2,000 courses with state-of-the-art simulator technology, perfect for golfers of all skill levels. For a limited time, grab an unlimited membership for just $99 a month, or book with our grand opening pricing. It's the best value in Huntsville. Check us out at thegolfist.com. Huntsville's newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue. Play over 2,000 courses with state-of-the-art simulator technology, perfect for golfers of all skill levels. For a limited time, grab an unlimited membership for just $99 a month, or book with our grand opening pricing. It's the best value in Huntsville. Check us out at thegolfist.com.
Baumhauer's Restaurant, legendary food and legendary fun. Whether you're craving the freshest seafood from Alabama's Gulf Coast, juicy chicken or char-grilled steaks seared to succulent perfection, you're craving Baumhauer's Restaurant. Add to that a sports-themed atmosphere and HD flat screens every place you look. For a sneak peek at the menu, go to baumhauers.com. Legendary food, legendary fun. Baumhauer's Restaurant. Your Fox 54 update.
I'm Fox 54 Weather Impact Meteorologist Emily Owen. Scattered showers and a few thunderstorms will be possible across the Tennessee Valley for this Friday night. We'll see temperatures fall into the low 60s for the overnight. Heading into our Saturday, we'll keep scattered showers and a few thunderstorms in the forecast. High temperatures warm into the mid-70s for the afternoon.
Your Fox 54 forecast, only on Talk Radio WZZN.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Talk Radio WZZN, and this is The Point with Bill Crawford. We've had a couple of guests join us today via the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, and that was Miss Patrice Johnson with the Arts Huntsville, which is doing Panoply this weekend. And then we had Mr. Spencer from the Humane Society, and both were great guests. They joined us at the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline.
Perfect choices for Friendly Friday.
Perfect choices for Friendly Friday. I couldn't agree more. And a little bit more about Friday. There are other things going on this weekend, but I want to relate a couple of news stories that I saw. One was kind of personal to me, and that is what happened this week in the United States Army, where on Monday, the Army released a statement that a U.S. CH-47 Chinook helicopter, and if you ever saw what the Chinook is, I'll describe it to you. It's the helicopter with a rotor blade on the front and the rotor blade on the back. It's a troop transport helicopter and a cargo helicopter. It's a very big aircraft, and they flew one and landed it successfully without pilots. That is called autonomous flight. I used to work in the business of trying to help get autonomous flight going. And in fact, if you're interested in that, I have a video that I created for the U.S. Army. It is on YouTube, free to the general public, and it's called Concept to Combat. And it is the history of autonomous flight from the very first days back in the early 1980s till today. And that little video, Concept to Combat, I wrote it, and I narrated it, and I produced it. So take a look at it. It's only about 10 minutes long, but obviously autonomous flight continues to go on even to this day, as they've already done it with a Black Hawk, and now they have done it with a Chinook. One other thing I saw in the news about the Army, which kind of reminded me of a personal incident where I was doing survival training in Camp Blanding, Florida one time, and we ran into a mean old rattlesnake, my training partner and I, and we headed for the hills. Mr. Snake never had a chance, but in Alaska, 2 soldiers ran into a bear that had just emerged from its den, and they were not able to outrun the bear. In fact, the bear actually attacked them and seriously injured them, but they are out of the hospital now and they're okay. And they actually repelled the bear with bear spray, which I didn't know such a thing exists. And Brian, you know what the key to surviving, if you and I or 2 people get attacked by a bear, you know what the key is?
To be faster than you.
That's exactly right. I don't have to be faster than the bear. I just have to be faster than you.
That's right. I mean, it's not personal.
No, it's not personal.
There's nothing personal.
No. So what are some other things that are going on this weekend besides Panoply? And hopefully you can make it out to that. It ought to be a lot of fun. There is a Bookish Bay market at Campus 805 on Saturday, and that is a bookstore day with a day full of books and shopping, and some local authors will be out there. There is a walking tour of historic Madison at the Madison Historic Roundhouse on Saturday. There's something that I usually go to every Saturday that when it's open is the Bailey Cove Farmers Market at the St. Thomas Episcopal Church. And if you like fresh strawberries, that's where you need to go. I usually buy a gallon of strawberries every week, and I go through them every week. Also on Sunday, there is dinner on Burritt Mountain, Dinner on the Mountain at Burritt Mountain, a multi-course meal paired with elegant chamber music. That sounds like that ought to be a lot of fun. So it's a good weekend. I think the weather is going to cooperate, and we will be back with you next week. And next week, we're going to be more into the political bent of things. We have Monday, one of our guests is going to be Mr. Corey Hill, who's running for the Agricultural Commission. He's a farmer who's running for that job. Also on Tuesday, we have Jim Ziegler, who's running for the Public Service Commission. That is really a hot topic these days. Wednesday afternoon, we have Miss Jean Rizzardi, who is running for District Court Judge. We've had Jean on before. She's a very well-learned, well-schooled, and fascinating guest. I'm looking forward on Thursday for our first guest of the afternoon. It's going to be Jay Mitchell. He is a former Supreme Court Justice who is running for Attorney General. Probably seen a lot of his commercials on TV, but he's been very visible in this campaign. And then Thursday afternoon, we have Michael Tewalt, who is also running for District Court Judge. So we're going to shift more into the political realm of things next week. And as always, we will have Skip Vaughn on Wednesday with the Redstone Rocket. And we're going to have a representative of the Military Officers Association of America on Tuesday afternoon on our Veterans Corner. So, big week next week. We've had a great week this week, and we look forward to having you with us. Give us a call, 256-382-0724, and tell your friends about us. So with that, Brian, let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back and wrap this thing up.
You're listening to The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN.
Take it right to the edge with Donato's Pizza. That's right, with Donato's, they don't waste any space. And if you're going to put 100 slices of pepperoni on a pizza, you need to go edge to edge. And that provolone cheese is smoked and aged in Wisconsin. All of Donato's produce comes from right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. And Donato's is more than just pizza. Check out the subs, calzones, and wings as well. 2 locations in the Valley to serve you, in Madison on Madison Boulevard and in Huntsville on the South Parkway. Donato's Pizza.
Bill Crawford here for the Regenesis Stem Cell Center, the place to go for golfers' elbow pain. Traditional treatments require significant time away from the golf course and often don't work. Dr. Charles Lee can treat golfers' elbow using platelet-rich plasma extracted from the patient's blood and get you back on the golf course after a 2-hour visit. Golfers' elbow can be permanently eliminated for a fixed price of $585. Golf season is here. Enjoy pain-free golf with just one visit to Regenesis.
Hello, listeners. I want to tell you a little bit about Minuteman Press and what we have to offer our community. We specialize in paper printing and can help from designing your piece to the finished product. We print media guides for many of the athletic departments at high schools and universities around the area. We typically purchase sponsorships from these schools as well, try and help them with their fundraising. Once we have reached our new normal, we also print all types of marketing materials for you to hand out either in person, via mail, or at various trade shows and events. At Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and we're making room for new shipments during our spring cleanout at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. With your good credit, save thousands with 3.9% financing for up to 84 months on new 25 F-150s with STX 4x4s starting at under $44,000. New 25 Explorers start at under $36,000, or choose 2.9% for up to 84 months. Get 5.9% financing for up to 84 months on new 25 Broncos, or choose $2,750 customer cash plus 2-year 24,000-mile complimentary maintenance. And while they last, new 25 Bronco Sports come with your choice of $2,500 customer cash or 5.9% financing for up to 84 months. And there's never any hidden markups or dock fees. Don't miss your chance to save big with spring clean-out pricing on all new 25s. We hope to see you real soon at Lynn Layton Ford, right in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or online anytime at lynnlaytonford.com.
For over 50 years, our mission, do the right thing and make long-term decisions. We value our customers, and we invest in supporting them.
TLG is consistently adding services to our own technologies to automate and provide the best support possible to you.
We have the strongest guarantees in the industry. You can't just tell people you're going to provide good support. You have to prove it with your actions.
Introducing The Golfist, Huntsville's newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue. Play over 2,000 courses with state-of-the-art simulator technology, perfect for golfers of all skill levels. For a limited time, grab an unlimited membership for just $99 a month, or book with our grand opening pricing. It's the best value in Huntsville. Check us out at thegolfist.com.
Now, Jimmy, you better not be eating that baseball again.
Dad, I yearn for the sweet taste of the sport. This is the best that I got.
Well, then, put down that ball and let's head over to the yard for something a little less rubber-y.
Don't eat your glove this season. Take advantage of our big zone deals and head on over to the Yard Milkshake Barn right outside of Toyota Field, where you'll find sweet treats like the Biscoff Cheesecake, Sweet Heat Mango, Shirley Temple Floats, and so many more. It's the Yard Milkshake Barn. Make this summer a home run hit.
Your home of the Rocket City Trash Pandas is Talk Radio WZZN.
And I'm still hoping, waiting, praying I did not die in vain.
Folks, thanks for being with us this week. This is Bill Crawford with The Point alongside producer extraordinaire Brian Temple. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'd be a little remiss if I didn't say, hey, you really want to have some good fun this weekend at a good price? Go to talkradiowzzn.com. Click on our slider panels for big zone deals where you can get some really, really good deals on sea salt, Carrabba's, Bubby's Diner, Full Moon Barbecue, one of my favorites, Gunner's Landing, Cherokee Ridge Golf Course, Apple Lane, Good Company Cafe, Jefferson's, the End Zone, Dreamland Barbecue, and the Yard Milkshake Bar.
And it's if you get up early tomorrow and want to play golf, it's great weather for it. You can go to Cherokee Ridge or to Gunner's Landing and get a great deal for you and a buddy. It's a great deal through Zone Deals, Talk Radio, WZZN.com. Check that out and go play some golf. And then you can, when you get ready for the 19th hole, there's a lot of great deals on food as well.
Oh, indeed. And all of these places are really good food. And these golf courses are not for the faint. They're good. They're tough golf course.
Well, I mean, we had our tournament at Cherokee Ridge on Monday.
Yeah.
And you guys said it was very challenging, but very good.
And very much fun. It's a great place to play golf. So, folks, thank you for listening this weekend. This week. We'll be back next week with more of a political bent to our programming. And, Brian, have a great weekend.
And you as well. To my best to Miss Ann. Coming up tonight on Talk Radio WZZN, we're starting Fox Sports at 6, but just for a few minutes. And then we're going to have Trash Pandas Baseball. That game kicks up. Our coverage starts at 6:20 with the first pitch at 6:35. They're still in Biloxi and be there through the weekend playing the Shuckers. And then they'll have our homestand next week. A lot of great fun coming up there, too. So stay with Talk Radio WZZN, your home to the Rocket City Trash Pandas, and also The Point with Bill Crawford.
Hey, tell Ollie the Wonder Dog I said hey, and I'll tell Winston.
My best to Winston.
All right, folks, this is Bill Crawford. Enjoyed being with you this week. Talk to you next week.
There ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Hey folks, Arthur Seed, managing partner at University Kia, letting you know we are proud supporters of Alabama and Auburn football. Swing by University